Welcome, MetaMinders. It's time for the weekly wrap-up, a summary of the articles posted this week on Metaphysiology.com. December 10th's Meditation Monday introduced the broad topic of cycles. There are three basic kinds of cycles outlined in this article: natural, helpful, and damaging. Natural cycles are the easiest to see. The daily rising and setting of the sun, monthly phases of the moon, and changing of seasons are some of the most obvious. There's also a ton of life cycles that fall under this type as well. Helpful cycles are more abstract, like the yin-yang concept. Certain kinds of healing can be cyclic as well, like the process of grieving. Religious holidays follow the natural cycles, but are conceptual as well. It's also the topic for Thursday's article. Many beneficial routines, such as brushing teeth or regular exercise, fall under this category. Damaging cycles can seem helpful, but create habits that can seriously hurt us over time. Examples include the anxiety cycle mentioned last week, addictions, habitual victimization, and even the savior complex. For a closer look at helpful and damaging cycles, Tutelage Tuesday featured 3 views on habits. The neutral perspective stepped back from the subjective experience and analyzed the brain. The book linked from the article saw habits as a basic mental function. Understanding how the mind works transforms it into a tool. Once you are aware of your patterns, you can work on improving them. Negative habits often stem from codependency, as the second book in the article mentions. These patterns can seem helpful as they are usually created out of the mind's desire to protect you. To overcome these bad habits, you've got to change your mind and discover better ways. Focusing on positive habits is a great way to solidify changes to the negative ones. Replacing damaging cycles, as the third book suggests, involves sorting out their underlying beliefs. The goal is to change codependence into interdependent growth. This can be achieved through a step-by-step process outlined by the author. What if you're too entrenched in the habits to see them clearly? That's when we turn to fiction therapy, specifically fiction that features cyclic storytelling. One type of cyclic storytelling is to use a time loop, which creates an obvious cycle of repeating the same moment or event. Whatever the cause, the character is stuck in the loop until they figure out how to change in some way. Another common tactic is to use bookends. While it may be a more subtle cycle than the time loops, they can be powerful in their own right. At the end of a story, a bookend retells the beginning in a new way. Rather than demanding growth to break free, this tactic reveals the growth that already happened. Seeing the cycles unfold from a distance is easier than looking at them directly. Afterward, you can meditate on applying that awareness to your own life. For examples of these types of stories, as there's so many, check the links below for that article. Theology Thursday analyzed the power of holidays mentioned at the beginning of the week. This power is in using natural cycles to motivate, culture, and change helpful or damaging habits. There is an energy we all feel as the world shifts through seasons, mirrored by the northern and southern hemispheres. While it may have an undetectable quantum element, simply observing the psychological effects can explain the results well enough. Each season has a pattern or a specific aspect of the cyclic whole that it represents. Winter generally inspires introspection, reflection, memories of the past, and predictions of the future. Spring launches forward with beginnings, resurrecting the old and gestating the new. Summer represents the often monotonous work and effort to keep a cycle moving, or to slow one down. Autumn, then, reaps the reward of that effort through the ease of habituation or the relief of endings. Each holiday within these seasons typically follow that general pattern as well. As the year turns, Metaphysiology will post articles about specific holidays and their individual meanings. These articles will be tagged under the category Holidays for easier reference. That's all for the week. Visit Metaphysiology.com on Monday, December 17th, 2018 for next week. For article links and resources, check the links below this video. And as always, until next time, stay meta.